Hello, I'm Joe French from ILX. I'm the lead trainer in Agile Project Management and I want to tell you a little bit about Agile Project Management. Agile Project Management, bit of a new kid on the block. You might say, what's wrong with normal project management? In fact, what is normal project management? Well, as things stand, in many organisations, they run projects according to an approach which is often called the Waterfall approach. In that approach, you divide the project into a series of stages, and the idea is that you can only proceed from one stage to the next once you've completely finished all the detail of the stage that you're on. And you never repeat a previous stage either, and that's why it's called the waterfall approach, because it resembles a waterfall in an ornamental garden where you have descending water falling into pools, and only once one pool has filled up will it descend into the next pool. This doesn't feel like a very satisfactory way of running projects in a world where there is rapid change to the environment around most organisations. And that is where Agile project management delivers real benefits. So how would an Agile approach be any different to that project? Well, Agile projects do begin with a controlled start, so we have a stage called feasibility, where, as the name implies, we establish that the project is feasible and really desirable. So it might be that we understand the benefits of the new payroll system replacing an old one that maybe is going out of support. Then we get to the foundation stage, where what we do is we do get some requirements from the users, but we get only enough requirements. Not in a huge amount of detail, but just some high-level feel of what the requirements are from the users, and in particular, what are the really important ones, what are the must-haves, and what are the should-haves, and what are the could-haves. Armed with those high-level requirements, we then get into the exciting part of an Agile project, which is solution development. Now, in solution development, rather than working in a linear waterfall way, we work in a circular, iterative way, in which solution developers work together with their business colleagues continuously throughout the project, identifying what's required, planning what they're going to deliver, evolving a solution, and then reviewing it. So we could identify that we want to develop the first page of the payroll system, plan what's required, the solution developer builds the page, and then they show it to the users, and the user says, everything looks pretty good, apart from maybe there's too much detail on the page, can we split it into 2 pages please? Solution developer says, yes, no problem. We go round the cycle again, it gets reviewed again, got it right the second time, that's absolutely what we want. And by the way, this can happen very rapidly. You could be here within 2 days of the beginning of the project. The first morsel of delivery has now been delivered. Now, of course, you can see during this approach, this iterative approach, we can cope with the fact that the outside world might change. Yeah? So if we do get a new CEO giving us new guidance on employee treatment, or we do have to cope with new legislation, well, we can iterate round and try and make sure we have reacted in an agile way to those changes. So whilst the project is live, it is coping with the frequent changes to its environment that most organisations do have to cope with these days. Now, you may say, well, that's all very well, iterating round, constantly going round in circles. I've got a deadline to keep here. I can't forever be going round in circles. And we agree, which is why in an Agile project, we have a concept called time boxes. So we divide up the project into several discrete time boxes, each of which has a deadline which is absolutely sacrosanct. On that deadline, there will be a delivery, but the delivery will be of those products which are the absolute must-haves according to the business, and time allowing, some should-haves and some could-haves as well. But we're always focused on what the business need is. So you actually have a series of deliveries in an Agile project. You don't have a big unveiling ceremony at the end. You're delivering in increments. Now, this is a really strong approach in today's world where we have ever-changing environments, changing requirements, and where, quite frankly, the users don't necessarily know what they want at the beginning of the project. It's a method that has been used with an enormous amount of success in a variety of IT projects, and especially in some web development projects. But in recent years, it's also been realised that this approach is so good, there's no reason why it should be restricted to IT. So we see Agile projects working in marketing, in advertising, in manufacturing, in events management. And in fact, if you're in any industry or field of work where you're dealing with projects where the nature of the solution might evolve during the course of the project, you're amenable to this method of working. Now, with any new approach, it's important to get it right. And the way to get it right is to learn and understand the method properly. So I strongly recommend that you consider looking at some training in Agile project management to understand the full implications of the method. And whether you're a project manager, or whether you're a solution developer of some sort, or whether you're a representative from a business area that is impacted by projects, I would strongly commend this technique to you.